Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Samuel Urenchi. I'm based in South Africa and a member of South African community of Triple M. Today I'm here to present to you the ideology of Triple M. Firstly, we want to look at the concept of money, because money controls the world, in my view. Money, by definition, is a medium of exchange, comes in the form of coins and banknotes. It is a valuable and important asset to mankind as it provides a means to a better life and provides access to basic services such as clean water, electricity, road network, food, vehicles, better educational institutions, hospital facilities, building of bridges, airplanes, clothing, houses, shopping mall, and many others. Virtually, money is required to settle payment for almost every goods and services that one can imagine. Those who have a lot of money in their possessions are usually classified as well-to-do, and they live a far better life than an ordinary person who only have just enough to survive in most deprived countries. Money somehow segregates modern society into two groups, the haves and the have-nots, basically the rich and the poor. Those with plenty of it live in a big and beautiful mansions, wear expensive clothes, drive expensive cars, and generally have a balanced life, stress-free life, as opposed to those with less or nothing. Those with a lot of money generally controls those with less or without. They are mostly the bosses of companies, and they control the workers. Money controls the world economy also, and countries that have lots of money reserves do have far better economy, and their citizens do have access to top-of-the-range infrastructure, job opportunities, excellent educational facilities, access to great health facilities, and many more other social benefits. People from the poverty-stricken countries have no other option but to migrate to other countries such as the developed countries to find refuge. And these are not an easy task in many cases. People search for money on daily basis, monthly basis, just to be able to acquire goods and services that are needed by them and their families. People need homes, clothes, food, better education, and without money, they are nobody in modern society. Lack of it also creates moral challenges. For instance, around the globe, some women are forced into prostitution just to raise money for their sustenance. Children under 13 in some cases are also seek job for survival instead of going to school. Abortion is becoming a common practice in some of these impoverished countries, as parents have no means to take care of their children. Everyone needs money to live a decent life. But unfortunately, in this modern world, money is in the hands of few rich millionaires and the banks who produce them. Majority of ordinary people labor harder for money, but they barely make ends meet. People are dying on a daily basis, especially in Africa, due to starvation or lack of food. There are also a lot of homeless people around the world, in almost every country you will find them. This is a sign of poverty. Nonetheless, others do not work as harder as the common majority, and yet make the best of the money and have the best of life. Banks, for instance, have no exception to the deprivation of the poor. Modern banks are loyal to the federal banks, which control production and supply of money. Banks and officials seek to take advantage of the hard-earned money of common people to enrich themselves through issuing of loans, bonds, and other monetary systems to them for great interest. The excessive low interest and bank charges are definitely not targeting the good of the common people. Failure to pay the debt could lead to a loss of personal assets. This disparity of personal wealth is created by the modern financial system, where the poor works harder and yet remain poorer, and the rich becomes richer as they are in control of the money and the financial system. Formation of powerful institutions such as the G8 controls the world with their riches and undermines the impoverished countries, especially those in Africa. Africa leaders seek for financial assistance from these powerful nations to run their countries. The poor are the majority and are crying for a new order of financial freedom, as no one enjoys living in poverty, and its social devices such as robbery, killing of innocent souls in the streets for their belongings, and many others. Institutions such as IMF and organs of United Nations have tried to level the playgrounds, but to no avail. People need access to money to make a living, and thus a need for a fair financial system is required. A savior is needed. This is where a triple M comes into play. What is triple M and how does it work? Triple M seemingly is a financial savior to millions of people across the globe. It was founded by a Russian by name Sergei Mavrodi in 1989 in Moscow. Sergei is a great mathematician and a computer programmer. He is a former deputy of the State of Duma in Moscow. Triple M has evolved since its inception in 1989 and currently has presence in 107 countries with over 138 million members across the globe. Triple M ideology is totally against the existing world's unfair financial system, where money is held by banks and few people who is in control of it. Triple M strives to create a new order of fair financial system which will give people a better living conditions and save them from financial slavery. Triple M is not a bank or a company. There is no boss or owner and has no central bank account. Triple M is basically a global mutual aid fund. It seeks to create a community of people who are willing to help each other financially with their spare monies. It works on the principle that if you help someone today, you will be helped tomorrow. Triple M connects those who want to give to those who want to receive financial assistance. Members donate money voluntarily to other members who need them. There is no legal relationship between members. Monies are donated not as loans, and therefore there's no expectation to pay back. There is now hope for a better future. The change in the world is everybody's business. Our world is not as bad as perceived by many people. It is those in control of money that makes it look bad. Fighting against this unfair practice is possible and necessary. If you think donation exchange between people is the future for a better life, then you are very much welcome to join MMM community, because together we can change the existing unfair financial system and make the world a better place for all of us. On this note, I want to thank you for listening to me, and bye-bye.